welcome back to another installment of Kingdom Things with me, your host, Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual creative by the way of God, Goddess, the One, Source, the Central Sun, the Most High, whatever you like to call the power of the Force. Behind all that is who appointed me in my position, my role of being a spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, a spiritual creative. Now, on this installment of Kingdom Things, I am being guided to discuss the topic of twin flames. Twin flames. What are twin flames? Twin flames are souls who agreed to incarnate into the earth realm to bear the traumas, the energetic traumas of the collective called humanity, to alchemize these energetic traumas in order to create the remedy for the balance of the collective we call humanity. The traumas that were seated within humanity, the traumas that are seated deeply, rooted deeply in humanity, are traumas in which are creations of humanity. And these creations of humanity can only be remedied with the balancing of the energies of the collective. Twin flames are souls who agree to come into the energetic realm. They are souls who take on karmic energies, karmic cycles, karmic loops to not only heal these energies, but to magnetize unconditional love through these energies. My own journey of awakening was catalyzed by my twin or divine counterpart. I recognized my divine counterpart. I recognized his soul. And I knew this person was the person that I wanted to write this story with, create this life with. I was yet awakened, so I did not know the journey that I was embarking on. I did not know the journey I was embarking on with reconnecting with this soul that I know. As I now perceive it, embarking on this journey, reconnecting with this soul that I know in this lifetime, has aligned me with my truest truth, has aligned me with my soul self, and I am extremely grateful. I won't lie and say that this perception is the only perception I hold, as I still hold resentment, as I still hold feelings of betrayal in my body that I am working to transmute, that I'm working to alchemize. These energies of betrayal and resentment are seated so deeply, rooted so deeply within me, just as the energies of resentment and betrayal are rooted so deeply within the collective called humanity, between sexes, between males and females. The energies of resentment and betrayal are rooted so deeply within the masculine and feminine dynamic within the collective called humanity. I know that this installment of Kingdom Things will be therapeutic for myself to work through these energies that are seated so deeply within my heart, so deeply within my energy body. As twin flames, divine counterparts take on these karmic energies of the human collective in order to transmute and transcend these energies in order to alchemize the remedy for the balancing of the collective called humanity, the only remedy that will supersede any trauma, any pain, any imbalance is the energy of unconditional love. Divine counterparts, twin flames, embarking on the journey of realignment with self, realignment with each other is the journey of alchemizing the unconditional love that is God, Goddess, that is the one, that is Source, that is the Most High, the unconditional love that is God. Regardless of how we feel about it, how humanity feels about it, how men or women feel about it, the dynamic between masculine and feminine energy is a dynamic in which each energy dynamic has roles to play in the dynamic. When we try to play both roles in the dynamic, when there is an imbalance within yourself of the masculine and feminine energies, when there is an imbalance within yourself between the masculine and feminine energies, this creates imbalances in your relationships. This creates imbalances within your relationships. And this imbalance within creates imbalances within your relationships as the man is not able to step into his divine masculine energy, into his masculine essence, when the woman is tilted in the direction of being more in her masculine embodiment. When the woman is more in her masculine energetic embodiment, she doesn't allow space for the man to be in the masculine, to embody his masculine essence. And this creates resentment within the woman because the woman feels like she has to be in her masculine energy. The history of suppression between the masculine and feminine dynamic. So suppression between the man and the woman, the suppression of the man by the woman, the suppression of the woman by the man, this historic imbalance, this historic feud between the man and the woman and the collective called humanity has created this resentment and betrayal within the masculine and feminine energy, as the woman feels like she has to be in her masculine energy in order to survive, in order to be taken care of, and the man feels like he can't, the man is not given the space to embody his masculine energy, as the woman currently in the human collective feels like she has to embody her masculine energy in order to survive. In order to survive, as she has been suppressed for millennia. In order to survive, the woman feels like she has to be in her masculine energy, and this makes no space for the man to embody his masculine energy and the feminine and masculine energy dynamic. This imbalance within the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the feminine and masculine energy dynamic is also the cause for the stagnation of the communication between the man and the woman. We don't hear each other. Men don't hear women, women don't hear men. Why? Because of the vibrational frequency gap between the divine masculine and the feminine energy. Between the masculine and the feminine energy, there is a vibrational frequency gap that is creating stagnancy, creating a muffled and delayed and misconstrued communication between the man and the woman. It all comes back to us as individuals taking responsibility for our own well-being, our own health, our own internal energetic balance. It all comes back to our responsibility for ourselves, our responsibility for our families, our responsibilities for our communities, to take care of self in order to be able to contribute to the collective called humanity in a balanced way. The balancing of humanities, the collective called humanities energy body is imperative, as this time is a time of realignment into the divine order of the one. Humanity is to not only understand that they are a part of a grander creation, but to understand that in and of themselves, humanity is a collective, is a creation of one. As this time is a time of realignment, what humanity can expect with the reemergence, re-entering of the one is benevolence, is love. 2029 will be a year of reconciliation with the truth of divinity, the truth of oneness, the truth of love. 2029 will be the year that the collective called humanity is visited by star beings, star races much like yourself, much like humanity. Welcome home. Thank you so much for joining me on this installment of Kingdom Things with me, your host, Ashley Nicole Phillips. Just like all of us, I'm on my journey of expansion and stepping into my truest authentic self, my truest authentic life path. And when Goddess, the one, let me know, I want you to deliver messages to the planet, to the world. I know I'm not the only one. I'm one of them, one of many. But God's like, I want you to deliver these messages. The higher realms are trusting me to deliver these messages, these prophecies for humanity. And it's something that I am doing for the love of humanity. Doing for the love of humanity, the love of myself, because my life path, my highest life path is connected to, my highest purpose, and my highest purpose is to serve humanity out of love, unconditional love. So this 2029 prophecy was delivered to me by the Galactic Federation. The Galactic Federation, again, God, the way that I interpret it, the way that I perceive it from my current vantage point, is God is existence. God is beingness. God is unconditional love. God is God. God is the one. And just like I'm not separate from God, the Galactic Federation isn't separate from God. The other star beings and yourself, none of us are separate from God. And that's what we are coming out of. The darkness is our belief that we're separate from God. We've never been separate from God. We just perceived separation. So I hope you enjoyed this installment of Kingdom Things and were able to take away something to, healing words, healing energy for your soul, something to assist you on your path of expansion and life journeying. I love you. My literary works, The Story of Asya, as well as My Other Half, are available in the link in the description of the posting of this installment of Kingdom Things. The Story of Asya is about a teenage girl on her journey of expansion and self-realization and following her highest life path. And then My Other Half is about two souls journeying through many lives, and that unconditional love brings them back to each other, but they can't seem to find their way to creating a stable life together because of humanity's past guidelines of what love looks like, what love can be. They do find a way to find their way back to each other and create a life together. Which lifetime? Again, The Story of Asya and My Other Half, available in a link connected to the description of this podcast posting. Again, my name is Ashley Nicole Phillips. You are listening to Kingdom Things Podcast. I love you. I love you.